If you're someone who loves to play the piano, perhaps just starting to learn, or a parent of the child who's trying to learn the piano, one thing is for sure, the only way to get better is to practice. You may say, yeah, right, practice, easier said than done. But what if practicing can actually really be easy? Now, this video is not about specific practice exercises or drills, but it's about the habit of making practice easy for you to commit to or your child to commit to. Hey, my name is Kat and welcome to my channel, Kat's Keys, where I share creative piano music videos, piano tutorials, and tips and tools for piano teachers. If you find my content valuable, go ahead and click like and subscribe and comment. Your comment is going to help me grow and also understand how to serve you better. Now let's get to practice made easy. E stands for eliminate. Eliminate all distractions. When it comes to your practice time, you have to protect that time. So take a moment to turn the do not disturb mode on in all of your devices so that you can still use practice tools like Tanara, but not see any message notifications come through. If you're a parent, take the time to emphasize to your spouse and to your kids that your piano practice time is your alone time and that it's important for you to get this time for yourself. If your piano is in a living room where there's a lot of people in that common space, maybe pick a day and time where there's not as many people in that common space. And if you have a digital piano, put your headphones on. If you have a pet, maybe put them in another room, especially when your pet is very, 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 very needy. As an adult, you should know your weaknesses and what would distract you from your practice time. Clearly, I don't know my weaknesses. For the parents, your child will need support in this. So maybe don't call them out to dinner if they still have 10 minutes left in their practice time. Yeah, I think I really did say pick piano practice over dinner. And I didn't mean to say that, but basically, maybe don't schedule their practice time during dinner time so they don't get distracted when they're playing piano, right? When they're practicing. We don't want them to be distracted. Eliminate all distractions. A stands for automatic. Make your practice automatic so that it becomes a non-negotiable habit. If it's Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 5 p.m., then pencil that in and honor that commitment. A friend asked me recently how I define self-love and what I do to love myself. I've never really been asked that question before, so I really had to think about it. And I realized that to me, loving myself is when I honor the commitments I made for myself. Last year, my dad had an emergency heart procedure and they found out that 95% of his arteries were clogged. And it was a wake-up call for me to start making better choices with the food that I eat. So even though it's very hard for me at first, I kept making choices little by little to honor that commitment I made for myself, because in doing so, I'm actually loving myself in the process. For me, making choices and honoring those choices that benefit me today and for long term is an act of self-love. So for the adults, nobody dragged you to piano lessons or nobody's asking you to learn piano, right? So if this is a choice you made for yourself, you said so yourself, you want to learn this instrument, then commit to a practice time and honor that, because you're not doing it for a teacher or for someone else, you're doing it for yourself. And for the parents, the kids don't really understand yet how valuable and amazing it is for them to learn this skill of playing the piano. So you really have to guide them to honor the commitment of practice. S stands for specificity and simplicity. When I practice, sometimes I tend to want to do so many things all at once, and then I'm already overwhelmed before I've even touched the piano. Getting your mind right when you're practicing is so important, and that feeling of overwhelm is not going to help. So write down one main goal and maybe 2 to 3 secondary goals with what you want to achieve for that particular practice session. Parents, it would really help if you ask your kids to explain to you what are they trying to accomplish during this particular practice session. And teachers, you need to be clear on what you're expecting out of your students throughout the week. I am not the best at this, but I'm also working on getting better at it. So parents, it would really help if you have them explain it, verbalize it to you before they start their practice session. Y stands for yes, but it's not just a yes, it's more like a yes! Okay, stop falling out of your chair, Kat. Okay, Mel Robbins wrote a book called The High Five Habit, which is taking control of your life by simply doing a very, very simple habit, which basically is starting your day in front of the mirror and giving yourself a high five. It sounds so silly, but think about this. Runners, every time they cross that finish line, their victory stance is like, yes! yes, right? It doesn't matter who it is. Every person who crosses that finish line just has this big happy stance of yes, right? And then there's a bunch of people right there on the sidelines giving them a high five, right? So perhaps it's a little silly to bring a mirror next to your piano and start your piano practice high-fiving yourself in the mirror or after. So let's just take that yes, that yes stance, that victory stance. When you pair your practice time with a physical action, your body and your mind actually will remember how good that feels, and it's just going to reinforce your practice. And it's so fun. And it gives you this bolt of energy. Who doesn't want that, right? Now, if your piano practice was a little frustrating, I'm not asking you to, hide that away, that feeling of frustration. Be honest with how you feel. It could be yes, that was a bad practice session. Or, yes, I did it, Mom. Or, yes, why was that so hard today? Or, yes, fine, I did it. Whatever that is, right? You can be honest with how you feel, but it's still taking that physicality of putting your hands up in the air and just like owning your practice session, no matter how difficult it was, no matter how frustrating it was. And yeah, trust me, it feels good. It'll feel silly at first, but it will feel good over time. So that's it. Remember that information without application is not going to help you. Apply these easy practice habits and let me know how it goes. Thanks for watching. Again, my name is Kat from Kat's Keys. And if you enjoyed this video but haven't subscribed yet, Boogie is asking, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, click like and subscribe. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you next time.